All right, folks, we did the tag teams, and now we move on to the top best factions of the year so far. And this list was actually much easier to make than what I thought. But we'll begin with number 8, and that will be the Don Callis family. Yes, the group has suffered a couple injuries, especially losing Powerhouse House, but they've been able to recoup. And the team of, formerly Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, Trent Beretta, and the Alpha Tenosuke Takeshita have just worked. It's a marriage out of convenience, and they're always recruiting new members. I like this group. Losing Will Ospreay will probably hurt them in the long run, but if you recover with the recruitment of Roosh and building Trent Beretta back up, building up Takeshita to finally get that big W that he's earned, the group can once again look dominant. Number 7, the Learning Tree. This group, this team kind of just happened, and it happened because once again Jericho was getting hates. Jericho was getting hated on for whatever reason, and being the genius that he is, Chris Jericho took that hate, flipped it on his head, and turned it into the Learning Tree. First recruiting, he didn't even recruit. Big Bill came to him saying he wanted to be a part of the Learning Tree. Now he's the Redwood. And then the off the wall, out of the blue recruitment of Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, as the Bad Apple, just works. And what is the group about? Well, it's essentially whatever it was about. Chris Jericho, respecting Chris Jericho, but this time he's playing on the boomer tropes, and he's been knocking it out of the park on social media. The Learning Tree, I hope, doesn't go away for a very long time. The sets, the quotes, everything. He's been able to take something that was supposed to be a negative and turn it into a positive. Number 6, the Blackpool Combat Club. Yes, the BCC are usually somewhere on this list. And what can I say? They get W's. They are, in my opinion, the final bosses of professional wrestling. Will Yuta has returned from his injury, and he's still the pure champion. Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, who was just the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. They're the group. They're the group you do not want to run into, period, because they will whoop your ass, and they've been kicking ass all year. Number 5, Bullet Club Gold, aka the Bang Bang Gang, winning the Trios Championships from the Acclaim and unifying them, returning Juice Robinson to his proper glory. The Bang Bang Gang have been nothing short of awesome. They have been hilarious. They have been funny. They have been putting in some great work, and it's never a dull moment when they're on screen. Who could forget just recently Jay White just ripping Christian Cage apart on the mic backstage? The best part about this group is they know what their roles are. They know how to keep you entertained while also being menacing, while also being destructive, but also being entertaining. They could go so far if we just flip-flop a few things. I could see them holding all of the gold, tag team, one of the mid-card titles in the international or the continental or the TNT and the world title. Like, this group is consisting of great guys that put in great work. Number 4, the Bloodline. Yeah, the Bloodline is back. They are back on top. They are back to dominance after dominating pretty much for all of last year, the year before that. They took some hiccups this year, especially with losing Jey Uso, and then coming down to just Jimmy, Solo, and Roman. The Roman losing the championship, but they have brought themselves back up to prominence and to dominance, and I am terrified of what this version of the Bloodline can do. Solo, Tama, Jacob, Tonga Loyola. Like, this is a great group of just hitters and killers, and this storyline has been long, but it has worked, and they are finding ways to keep it going. Number 3, the Elites. Come on, man. They could almost be number 1. Almost. Adding Okada, adding Jack Perry, the Young Bucks have reinvigorated the Elite. Their EVP gimmicks are absolutely fantastic, and they are really, really showing that no matter what kind of work you give them, they have been able to sustain it. The feud right now versus AEW and Tony Khan has led to some interesting choices, has led to a lot of people stepping in and out of storyline, weaving these things together, making the world of wrestling look big. Not it being just single stories, but the Elites now hold a lot of the gold, and that's not changing. And the best part is they can put on great matches and they can tell great stories, and they've been killing it. With the one hiccup of losing to Sting, the Elite have been absolutely perfect and flawless. But who knows been above them? Number 2, the System. They are winning, coming together first because it's like, well, I need some help. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, and here we have the System. And I love that they have the gold now. I love their catchphrase, and you can't beat the System. And right now it looks like no one can beat the System. They are just doing it. They are dominating TNA, and they face so many people and they've pushed them all back. So what's next for the System? Well, you keep winning, and you keep winning matches, and you keep holding on to your goal, because that's what they've been doing all year long. And number 1, the Judgment Day. Now this could have gone between the Judgment Day, between the Elite, between the System, but with the Judgment Day, they've pretty much been the top faction in wrestling ever since, I'd probably say, since Jay left the Bloodline, because they've held gold. They were the tag team champions for a long time, and they just got them back. They had singles gold with Rhea Ripley dominating, and she just lost that championship, and that was because she got hurt, not because she got pinned. And now Damian Priest is the world heavyweight champion. Like, I find it funny how it started out as a bunch of mythical BS, and then they just turned it around, and now they're working. Now, yes, they have comedy in there, especially with Dom and with JD, but Carlito and Finn have been really flexing their chops, and Damian Priest has been great as the world heavyweight champion. I like this team, and with Mommy there, they are always a threat, because she has no problem throwing down with the men or women. The Judgment Day sit atop the faction mountain right now in professional wrestling. So who can stop them? Who can take them out? But that is the list. Come back next week for a couple other lists. Let me know who you think should have been on this list. Maybe who shouldn't have been on this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.